Now that December has finally arrived, it's time to get into the holiday spirit. Everyone celebrates in their own unique way, but some holiday pastimes are a little stranger than others. These are the top 10 most bizarre Christmas traditions. Number 10. Svarta Pete or Black Peter. From Batman and Robin to Han Solo and Chewbacca, every good hero needs a sidekick. And Santa Claus is no exception. In Belgium, this role is filled by Zwarte Piet. Originating from medieval times, Peter serves as a herald of the holiday season. Unfortunately, Peter has faced controversy in recent years, many debating whether or not Peter's distinct face makeup constitutes blackface or alternatively is simply the soot accumulated from traveling down chimneys.
No, Dwight. No.
Oh, come on. We don't blindly stick to every outmoded aspect of our traditions.
We'll let you decide for yourself. Number 9. Greenland's Christmas Feast. While the holidays are a great time to gather around with friends and family to enjoy a good meal, the traditional dishes of Greenland don't seem particularly tasty. Drawing its origins from old Inuit recipes, kiviak is prepared by stuffing approximately 400 dead birds into the carcass of a rotting seal. We know that sounds delicious, but be sure to save room for muktuk, another Greenland classic made from raw whale skin and blubber. Yummy. Number 8. The Kansada Feast. While every culture has its own odd holiday celebration, the Kansada Feast takes the cake for most macabre. Held early in the morning on Christmas Day, the feast requires the families to save extra seats for their dearly departed loved ones. Going further, some families even leave crumbs and extra food out as a gift for what they call the Almanas a Panar, or the souls of the dead. Stretching back centuries, this tradition is not only done to honor lost loved ones, but also in the hopes that it will bring good luck and fortune for the next year. Talk about the ghost of Christmas past! Number 7. Joulukortturin, or the Yule Cat. An experience shared the world over, there is nothing more exciting for a child on Christmas morning than running to the tree to see what presents Santa has brought them. While most children dread the possibility of finding a sweater or underwear waiting for them, in Iceland, the situation is the exact opposite. This is largely due to the cultural tradition of the Yule Cat, a giant creature who towers over houses and kidnaps any children who do not receive new clothes for Christmas. Acting like some sort of evil fashion police, the Yule Cat then drags the children into a nearby forest and devours them. So maybe this year be extra thankful when you get those socks for Christmas. They might have just saved your life. Number 6. Christmas Witches. Lots of supernatural traditions have been linked to the holiday season for centuries. In Italy, La Befana is essentially the opposite of the Wicked Witch. Many towns across Italy hold festivals and feasts on Epiphany Eve, honoring La Befana by drinking wine and celebrating the good fortune of the year to come. In Norway, the witches aren't as kind. There is an old tradition that revolves around hiding all the brooms in town the night before Christmas in order to keep the witches from flying around and snatching up naughty children. Number 5. The Christmas Goat. While most cultures associate Santa Claus with his trusty fleet of reindeer, Scandinavian tradition draws on pagan roots, bringing goats into the mix. Typically associated with demonic entities, these goats were said to terrorize the populace until the arrival of Saint Nicholas, who used his magic to transform them into joyous characters that helped carry the gifts. These days, you can even buy Yule goats at any IKEA. Number 4. The Cagner figure. In Catalan tradition, the nativity scene includes a not-so-safe-for-work cameo. The Cagner is, you guessed it, a defecating man. Having existed for more than 2 centuries, the figure is meant to be a representation of fortune and fertility, and is typically placed discreetly in the nativity scene, along with all the regular faces you'd expect to see. These days, you can buy a Cagner figure meant to look like anyone you can imagine, from Prince to Batman and even the Pope. These figurines are as festive as they are disgusting. Number 3. The Christmas Pickle. At first glance, this tradition seems pretty simple. During the holidays, a pickle ornament is hidden somewhere on the family Christmas tree. Competing with one another, family members vie to be the first to find the pickle, with the winner being rewarded an extra present or a year of good luck. Interestingly, while some originally believed this to be a German tradition, it turns out that no one is really sure where it actually came from. One interesting story traces the tradition to the American Civil War. In this story, a Bavarian American soldier finds himself starving after being taken prisoner by the enemy. Faced with the end, the prisoner begs one of the guards for mercy, ultimately being rewarded with the gift of a pickle. It was this pickle that gave the prisoner the strength and will to survive his captivity. Number 2. KFC on Christmas. In Japan, only around 1% of the population is Christian, so Christmas isn't even a national holiday. But that doesn't mean they don't have their own unique traditions. In 1974, after a brilliant marketing campaign called Kurismasu Niwa Kentucky, or Kentucky for Christmas, KFC instantly took off as the premier holiday meal. Now, over 3 billion families flock to KFC for Christmas feasts every year. The orders are typically placed weeks in advance and include not only the famous fried chicken, but also cake and wine. Taking things to the next level, many Japanese KFCs also decorate their Colonel mascots in red satin Santa suits to help everyone get into the holiday spirit. If you find yourself in Japan over the holidays, be sure to celebrate Christmas with the Colonel. Number 1. The Krampus. Half goat and half demon, this beast is essentially the anti-Santa, dragging away bad children and beating them with branches and chains. Krampus gets his name from the German word Krampen, which means claw. Every year on December 5th, Germans celebrate Krampusnacht, a night where children are extra careful not to draw the attention of the Krampus as it wanders through the streets in search of naughty children. Interestingly, the role of Krampus is typically played by drunken adults who take to the streets after heavily imbibing in its favorite drink, schnapps. That's right, kids. Suffer through a decade or so of night terror, and maybe you'll get to drunkenly puke on the Berlin streets while dressed as a demon. Merry Christmas, everyone! And that's our list. Do you have any crazy holiday traditions in your family? Any traditions you think we left out? Be sure to let us know in the comments section and to like, subscribe, and share this video.